All right, guys. So Wayne, thank you again for answering our questions. So guys, first like, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments also. And now it's time for you guys in the chat to ask Mr. Wayne T. Carr some questions that you guys would like to know about him. But please keep them respectful. We're going to screen them, make sure they are appropriate, because I did see a few lurkers here disrespecting, but they got banned, and that's going to happen if you guys don't play by the rules, because Charles already said it right here. Everybody needs to be respectful. Everybody needs to.
I may not look it, but I'm almost 52 years old, guys. I'm going to keep bringing this stuff up just like I'm an old man, because I am an old man. Act like adults on this show. Otherwise, it's done. That's it. We don't have time for this. We're trying to build a bridge and unite this fandom together to get your favorite comic book director, Zack Snyder's universe restored. So keep it respectful.
Awesome. After you. No worries. Phil, how are we doing with those questions? Guys, submit your questions right now. Get your questions going for Wayne in the chat, and we are going to screen them and get them up on
you're
old. Get them up for you. You're old.
All right. So let's start with let's see here. Let's start.
Got it right here. Yeah.
Okay, you got it. Go ahead, Charles. Yeah.
You got it? Okay, here we go.
Take over.
All right.
Oh, and after each question, everyone gets a drop. So go ahead.
Okay, sounds good. This one is from Simple J. How did you get the role? Also, what was your reaction when you saw it all done?
So I think he's referring to Green Lantern.
I think you're referring to the Green Lantern, right, Simple J? I think that's what he's talking about.
Well, yeah, I'll jump in with that if that's what he means. So let me try to do the quick rundown of that. All right. It was like 2017, right? Ray Fisher was coming back up to Ashland to the Oregon Shakespeare Festival to visit, right? And I was excited about him being Cyborg and everything. And we were talking, and I was like, hey, down the road, if Cyborg has a brother or something, you know what I mean? You let him go or whatever. Because at the time,
shout out to Ray Fisher, by the way.
Yeah, Ray Fisher, right?
You're watching.
He was supposed to have his own film and everything. It was all of this stuff, whatever. Long story short, when Max came to HBO Max, came to Zach and said, hey, we want your version. If you have it in the can, we don't want to throw a bunch of money, blah, 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 blah. You can do what you need to do. He was talking to people like Ray and saying, hey, I have these desires, these dreams. I want to put in a Green Lantern. I want to whatever. And Ray dropped my name and said, I know somebody who's a great actor who should be, you could consider him. So that summer, Zach called me 5 times. We talked for hours and hours and hours. And it was just like an interview. We were just chopping it up. And then by the 5th time, I sent him all. I didn't have much. I didn't have many film credits or anything like that. I'd been here for a couple of years in LA, but I sent him everything that I had. The SWAT. I sent him like a little bit of film that I've done, even like old film. But he said, "Okay, come to my house. I want you to do this thing." And I knew it was a long shot because we had conversations halfway in, like I said earlier. For me getting into the thing because he knew he was breaking the rules a little bit because he wasn't supposed to do anything. All of that shooting was on his dime, doing what he needed to do. Right? So when he was asked not to put the character in and put me in, he got pissed off and was really upset. And yeah, it was a crazy experience going back and forth with him, talking to him about the situation. But I was just excited to work with him. I'm a big 300 fan. That was my
Who is it, man? I love that movie.
This is my dude. I love this, right? It got me into working out in a different way. But yeah, so
he does that. He does that.
Yeah, sure, man. I loved the film ultimately when I watched it, and I loved that they allowed him to do what he wanted to do. It was very long, of course, as we all know, but it was beautiful. And then when I saw the end scene that I was supposed to be in, it was a little sad, but it was also exciting at the same time. Because
so Zach has a completed scene, a completed end scene with you in it. Like he has a completed version.
he has a raw version.
Okay.
Because when he was told, he showed Warner Brothers the raw clip.
Gotcha.
Because of course he had to put in money to get the CGI, stuff done. So all I know is we were shooting for a night shoot. We were shooting for him to have his options, and when he was not allowed to put the Jon Stewart character in, he adjusted, and I thought it was cool. You know what I mean? Like that happens all the time.
Yeah.
And it was dope of him to, even though he was pissed off and he was like, I'm gonna drop some concept art, and it had my face on it, and people were like, who's that dude? And then he never
Who's that dude?
if he never did that, I wouldn't know you guys, right? This happens all the time. People get cut out of things all the time, right?
Yeah.
You don't even know. You have no idea. So it's a very common thing. So I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, I had my shot. And he drops this concept art. He says my name on a couple of podcasts, and I was like, dope. He didn't have to do that at all. He didn't have to do that. Nobody knows who I am. You know what I mean? I'm a theater guy. I've been doing my thing all across the country. Whatever.
And we're still talking about it.
Yeah.
To this day.
And it's
To
dope.
this day. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what dedication is. That is what I mean by that word. When you take the time to park it up in your front driveway and throw up a green screen to shoot what you wanted to shoot because you are that deep of a creative, that's dedication. That is the reason why we love Zack Snyder. Period.
And Wayne, you said it was Ray that introduced you to Zach. Can you elaborate maybe on your relationship with Ray Fisher a little bit more? How did you meet him?
Ray and I played brothers in a Shakespeare show many moons ago, it seems, right? And then he left the Oregon Shakespeare Festival to do some off-Broadway stuff, and then
shout out to Ray Fisher, man.
Yeah, right.
I love it.
And Ray Fisher is such a down dude. He's very private guy, but such a down dude and cool, and he doesn't forget the people that he loves, right? And so he also didn't have to mention my name, you know what I mean? But he did it when Zach said, hey, I'm trying to do this thing, but so we remained friends since we played brothers in this show, and
that's amazing, man. And for any of you Ray Fisher fans, make sure you guys check out Piano Lesson on Netflix.
Yes.
Okay?
Absolutely.
That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a real good one. All right. So Simple J, you get a drop.
He's carrying a grudge.
She'll get over it. How about you carrying anything?
What, share? We're cool. Giving each other our space. I'm seeing Vixen now. I'm very happy.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, why are we always talking about my love life? What's going on between you and Diana?
Nothing. She's a respected colleague.
Uh-huh.
I don't have time to pursue a relationship. My work is too important to allow any distractions. Diana's a remarkable woman. She's a valued friend. She's standing right behind me, isn't she?
Don't let that stop you.
I completely forgot that happens.
Standing right behind me, isn't she?
By the way, I want to our friend Aaron Fisher, shout out to you, buddy, one of our friends on the YouTube channel. So I hope you're doing very well, because he was in an accident recently. So I hope he's doing very well, Aaron. So much love for you, brother, and I'm glad you were able to see and meet here. Wayne is
absolutely
with us.
Welcome, Aaron.
So guys, go to his channel, Aaron Fisher.
My review, Aaron Fisher.
My review, Aaron Fisher.
Aaron.
Absolutely. Go check him out. So we got a next question that I highlighted here from one of my favorite members of the chat. Where is it? Oh, wait, I started. Okay. Gilmore Girls. What do you think is what do you think is more fulfilling, theater acting or TV movie acting?
It's completely different, Gilmore Girls. Theater, there's no cut, right? You rehearse for however long you need to rehearse, and then you get up and you do, in the case of the Odyssey, a 3-hour show, and there's no cut. If something goes down, which it does, your nose starts to drip, you cough on something, you just go. There is no cut. And Denzel will say this for sure to everybody. He's like, this is where you theater is where you cut your teeth. It's where you act. That's where you learn how to act. So theater has a special place, I think, in like the true actor's heart. You don't get paid much money. It's not about that, right? It's about the craft. We love what we do. We love telling stories. But the cool thing about film is like, you never know what you're going to get. You get into the audience and you get to see with the audience what's really going down, sometimes for the first time. I mean, on the set at Zach's house, I was slowly gliding down from a box. That's how he was going to like start my flying, right? Like that's what you were going to see me gliding. I was stepping down from a box, and then he was like, we're going to make you fly off of that? Really? That's amazing. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's awesome, man.
Nice.
Awesome.
Right,
Thank you for the question, Gilmore Girls. Thank you.
Gilmore Girls, here's your drop.
And then he just turned into smoke and disappeared.
Can you think where he might have gone?
No, he wasn't rational. There's no telling what he might do.
Don't worry. We'll find him.
I see why he always looked up to you.
To me, he was the one who had it made.
No, I've seen him watching you on the news. The way you're always helping people, I think he'd trade places with you in a second.
Guess the grass always looks greener. I'll bring him back safe. I promise.
Awesome.
By the way, Wayne,
Nice.
I want to highlight my buddy here, Arky Trooper. Saludo, Arky. Snyder Cut Chile, one of the members of Snyder Cut Chile.
Nice to see you.
Buying the ticket. Yeah.
All
All right, guys. Who else wants to ask a
I
question?
want to send a shout out to the GOAT, Phil Lamar. That's
Lamar, yes.
My introduction to Jon Stewart. So he's been nothing but awesome to me and supportive along the way. So
Yeah,
Awesome.
Phil Lamar. I remember him from the Mad TV days.
All right. So our buddy here, Aaron, has a question for you. 2 questions. Did Snyder talk about the future of GL at all, and was Hal ever discussed?
No, he didn't talk about Hal or Green Lantern, anything. The only thing he said Green Lantern wise is he said if he had his opportunity, and this was the day of the shoot, he said if he had his opportunity to do part 2, the lanterns will come into play heavily. That's all that I know, right? So there would have been more lanterns, and if Hal was a part of that, I don't know, but that's the only thing he ever said about it.
He foreshadowed it in ZSJL with Kilowog. I think Kilowog was there.
Yeah.
And who was the other one?
He
were two.
Yalinger.
Yes.
Yalinger. The old
Yes.
boy from the God's time, yeah.
So we knew he was setting it up, man, and we were so excited.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Who else has a question here? Come on, guys. Questions. Give us questions.
Oh, I got Curly Ray up here. He had one. Wait,
Okay, Curly Ray.
Yeah, there we go.
What is your favorite film from Zack Snyder? I think you said is it
You did,
300 or-
yeah. Did you?
Yeah. I mean, I would say 300 would have to be the jam, right? But my introduction was what was the zombie one?
Dawn of the
Yeah,
Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead. That screwed me up. I'm not a big scary horror person kind of guy, right? But and the reason why it screwed me up was one, he had like a baby zombie in it.
The
Like,
baby scene. I knew you were going to say that.
what's wrong with you, dude? And then the speed in which they moved, right? I don't know if you remember the film or if you watched the film, but I remember seeing it. And this guy who had been zombified, right? He was running after this car and then saw somebody in the lawn and then just turned. Oh shit!
Yeah, it was the scene where remember the little girl got bit first, and he walked and his daughter came in to their bedroom in the morning time, and he got up and he couldn't see her, and he was like, "Honey, what's wrong?" And when he walked up on her, she bit him in the neck, And then he got zombified, and then he ran outside and jumped on the car.
Scared me, man. I'm too sensitive. I think I was like, oh yeah, but I loved it though. I watched the whole thing, but 300 was the one that got me where I was like, okay, I didn't know you can do this. Like this looks like a comic
book.
Yeah. 300 made me sit up straight. 300 made me sit up straight. I saw Dawn of the Dead, and I'm not a zombie fan either. And then once I started watching The Walking Dead, I was like, oh, this is actually, not that bad. But yeah, I saw Dawn of the Dead. I was like, okay, not bad. Fresh, fresh director, whatever. And then he made 300. I was just like, and I found out later that technique he used was called speed ramping.
Oh, nice.
So he would speed up the technique, slow it down, speed up the technique, slow it down. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was great.
Awesome. Phil, Josh has a question there.
Yes, I got it right here. So, Josh, Wayne, did you know about Full Circle's ZSJL IMAX screening back in April 2023? Did you get to see ZSJL on the big screen with Mrs. Carr?
No, I didn't get to see it on the big screen. At the Full Circle, I was going to try to sneak in. I wasn't going to like buy a ticket or whatever. I teach at the school, his alma mater. I teach at Art Center in his theater, which is kind of dope. The theater that he built there, which is beautiful. I teach film criticism or thinking critically about film at that school and acting for directors. So I thought I'd be able to sneak in or whatever, but it was kind of like a lockdown thing. So
security was tight, eh?
Oh. Yeah. They were like, I don't care if you work here or not. You are not allowed.
Wow.
So for Josh, you know which one I'm going to drop.
We live in a society where honor is a distant memory. By the way, who do you think screamed the loudest? The girl or the boy?
So for context, Wayne, Josh Herrera, a shout out to you, Josh. He's one of our friends, also part of the Snyder community. He always goes to conventions and has met Zack multiple times.
I know Josh. Yeah,
you know Josh. Okay, yeah.
Awesome.
Josh went to school with my wife.
Oh wow!
Oh,
awesome!
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So
what a small world.
He met Jared Leto, and he dressed up as Robin. So it's why the drop.
Nice.
We call him the Robin of our movement.
He's our Robin, yeah.
I love it.
All right, guys. A couple more questions, guys. Come on. A few. I think two more questions. I think.
I see a couple good ones here, actually, dude.
Which one?
Chris Brown. Pull up Chris Brown's question.
Chris Brown. Where's Chris? Chris. This one.
Yes.
Okay. Wayne, should Zack make Rebel Moon 3? Would you like to play a part in it, or even his USC film or LAPD film? Thanks for being here tonight, brother.
Yeah, I don't bother Zack too much, right? But I have let him know, like, if there's anything in your upcoming, films, let me know, because he did say to me, and I'm holding him to it. He was that was like the biggest gift he gave me. Actually, was when we were shooting. He was like, we will work together. If this doesn't happen, we will work together at some point. And I remember talking to him before Rebel Moon was being shot. And he was like, I don't have the right role for you in this, but we'll work together down the road. So I would love it if he had something in one of those films for me, but I'm not going to press him too hard.
Hey, we have a theory that because you know Zack better than we do because you've met the man.
I don't know about that.
He's very
you guys know a lot.
He's very cryptic with his messaging. And we did see him post a picture with Gerard Butler a while back. So we suspect that it might be for some grounded police film in Los Angeles.
That would be dope. He likes to work with his people. You know what I mean? And he, if he finds a person that he gels with, he will work with them as much as he possibly can. But as you know, in Hollywood, right? Like you can have all the meetings in the world, and people have things to do. It's like if it works out timing wise, great. Then maybe that'll happen. But
Yeah. Mama Bear's, Mama Bear's got a good question for us to close out with. I think we should wrap
let me
it up
just
with hers.
let me just give Chris a drop, and then we'll wrap up with Mama Bear.
Yeah.
So Chris, I'm gonna give you this one.
Mari, are you crazy? Do you know what I could do to you with this ring?
Promises, promises.
Why the ambush?
Seems like the only way I can get your attention. We haven't gone out in nearly a month.
It hasn't been that long.
Not going to argue about it, Boo. You're taking me out to dinner tonight. I'm in the mood for Chinese.
The place by my apartment?
No, a romantic little spot I know in Beijing.
I'm not off shift until 1600 hours. That's breakfast time in China.
I like breakfast. It's a date.
Okay.
John, aren't you forgetting something?
This isn't the time or place, Mari. It's unprofessional.
Such a player.
What's up with these drops, man? What you doing? This is a family-oriented show, brother.
Oh, that's good.
Animated show, Charles. All right, final question for Mama Bear. Where are you at, Mama Bear?
Right below Chris Brown. Right below Chris Brown's question.
Oh snap! All right, let me find the challenging role. Is that the one?
Nope. I can just read it if you want me to read it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and read it.
It says, Wayne, would you be willing to say the Green Lantern oath? It would make my year.
Do you remember it?
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light.
Yeah! Bang, bang! There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wayne T. Carr.
Thank you. Mama Bear.
John Stewart himself.
Here's your drop, Mama Bear.
Tell me you're not jealous.
Tell me you're not serious. Why do you need a van? Wait, don't answer that. I don't want to know.
The Flashmobile's not just a van. It's an expression of my inner self. That's not right.
Yeah, well, Hotshot, next time you feel the need to express your inner self, repress.
But that's not even the best part.
Shout out to Mama Bear.